For a lot of people that's still out here looking for love or companionship, I hear most complaining about how the dating pool is trash nowadays. Whether they contribute that to unrealistic expectations, not meeting no one that matches their energy, or some point out the fact that the internet has literally pit men and women against each other in a weird, nobody needs to be in a relationship kind of way. But despite all that, people that live in reality know men and women need each other. And at the end of the night, when you are alone, most single people, whether they say it or not, probably wish they had somebody to kick it with. So some people still hold on in their search for love and companionship. But we all living in a different world. You can barely approach the opposite sex without it being an issue, or without them leading off by saying, just follow me on all my socials. So to avoid all that, a good percentage of people looking for love have put their faith in online dating sites. For some lucky people, they make a genuine connection. It gives you all the time in the world to talk, get to know a person before y'all choose to meet up. Plus with technology like FaceTime, you can double check to make sure you are not being catfished. But even with all that, we also know it's people out there on sites lurking for whatever reasons, whether to be a quick lick or just to play games. When you decide to make a profile and go on that search, you have to make sure you know what the person behind the screen true intentions really are. And on this episode of Hood Tales, we'll be taking it to Memphis 10 to discuss a case of an online date meetup that went bad. Back in 2022, a young man, who we'll call Brandon for the sake of this story, was navigating the Memphis streets, looking for companionship. Being young, he would often slide in girls' DMs, see what's out there, and casually date. But around about Christmas in 2022, that year, Brandon decided to really try to find someone to kick it with on a permanent basis. He made a profile on a popular dating app and started reaching out to young women he thought was attractive. When one in particular caught his attention, a woman who called herself Cashmere, Brandon sent the young lady a message, and he was excited when she responded. The two would often talk through the app until finally they decided they would set a date to meet face to face. They chose December 16th. Brandon lived with his grandmother in the Midtown area of Memphis and didn't have any wills at the time. So it made the situation even better when Cashmere offered the young man to come scoop him up. He was excited, especially when she texted him like, "I'm here, come outside." When he walked up to the car, it was a male wearing a shiesty mask, two 18-year-old twins, Kirsten and Mackenzie Page, and finally, the woman who called herself Cashmere. Thinking maybe it was just her peoples and they were all going to kick it that day, Brandon ignored all the red flags, and even Yo with the mask on. He didn't even notice at the time that one of the twins also had a face covering. Excited to finally be around Cashmere, they all started talking as they rode around Memphis, already having plans on the location and where they was going at for a date. Brandon antennas went up when he looked up and realized they were heading in the opposite direction. He got nervous. The twins tried to keep him calm by asking him a bunch of questions, but now the young man was on edge. Everybody in the car told him to chill as they stopped on Charleswood and North Perkins in East Memphis. The man with the mask on then upped the gun on Brandon, pointed at his stomach and told him, "Give me everything." Scared, the young man handed over his cell phone and wallet, which had about $20 cash in it, before being kicked out the car. Happy it wasn't worse, he ran to a nearby store to call police. Brandon reported to police he was robbed after meeting a girl he met online. But at the time, Memphis had so much going on, police figured he was okay, took his statement, the picture of the young lady he was chatting with, and told him they would look into it. Months would go by before police realized all the information Brandon gave them led back to the twins, Mackenzie and Kirsten. They believed the young ladies were operating a profile pretending to be Cashmere, but they were actually the ones that was talking to Brandon, using her pictures, even going to pick her up to throw him off. Police